Now every year we have a big Christmas party, like this is the place to come. But like I said, last year I was so disconnected from my children, from God's birthday, that when I was at Mass I was going, what's happening here? I had no connection. So you know what? This year I'm just taking a break to see if in fact, I didn't go caroling, I didn't go look at Christmas lights, I didn't drink hot chocolate with the kids. I didn't do any of that because I was too busy organizing my home for our guests, which is a nice thing. All right, so I think I'm on the 5th batch. 5th or 6th, I lost count, okay? The 3 eggs are really holding out. Yeah, with the cream, and we only have a little bit left. So, if you are having a hard time trying to get along with just anybody, it could be anybody at all. It could be your in-laws, it could be your sisters, your brothers, your family, your husband, your wife, your children, whatever it is. My father once said to me, later on in my life, something so wonderful, and I really think it helps a lot. Before he said this, I did not know which way to go. Someone's frustrating you, you talk about it with your friend. You're frustrated, you're angry, you're hurt, you don't want to deal with them anymore. And it just goes on and on. You're waiting for the other person to get with it, right? It's true that I think that when you work with people, oftentimes we just kind of want to shut them out if they're giving us a hard time or if they're offensive in any way. But I think that if we go to them and we ask for their help, sometimes they'll say, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to help you with that. You know, you could say to them, well, I would do it for you. And it's just to show them that you're for them and you're not against them. Just like the way God is with us, right? Now, obviously, if they refuse to be helpful, then you will have to not bother with them until they want to change and help you. Excuse me. Yeah, I tried to turn up the heat just a little bit, about 2 notches. And now it's giving them a little bit of browner feel. So, when you say, okay, can you help me with this? I have a problem. And they say, okay, then you say, great, that's great. And then you work it out. A lot of times people don't want to ask. They just think, well, that's how they are, they're not going to. But if you really ask, it takes a ton of humility on your part. Because a lot of people, they're afraid. They're afraid of rejection, or they're going to look stupid, you know, or they already have them all figured out. Even with the ones that you have all figured out, sometimes if you're asking them for help, because in that moment you're showing them that you really want to have a relationship with this person. So even your own kids, you know. So the other point is, you have to help people. This is how you work it out, in my opinion, and it does work. When you help people to believe that you really care about them, it could be a total stranger. They will respond well. They will want to be in a relationship with you because you're proving to them that you're on their side. Okay? Even horrible people. I can be horrible sometimes, and thank God that people have had mercy on me as well. So, you know, it's fun to love the unlovely. It really is. It's a challenge. And even Christ himself said that he didn't come here for the healthy, right? He came for the sick. So the same thing. When somebody is acting unlovely, it's really fun to love them. Because when you do that, they do end up seeing how horrible that they're being. Even if they don't want to say it. How can you not? Come on. So it's really fun to love the unlovely. I love doing that. Because it sets you free, you know? Who wants to only be around pleasant people. Yeah, in theory it's nice, but it's not reality. So, yeah, so I'm on my last, I think my last batch, maybe. All right, these are going in the egg. We did good, we did good. I'll give you a little jingle. Yes. I love Christmas because it's God's birthday. And God He deserves all the attention. So with this unschooling, right? So now you know I'm Catholic, but I'm an unschooler as well, / very relaxed homeschooler. They got their own passions, their own things that they're going to master throughout this life. So when they're adults, they will know what it is they want to do. So, because we were staunch homeschoolers, like staunch, like wake up, we got the bells, we got the recesses, we got everything all the time, everything's so organized, yes, okay, all day long, for years, the whole life. They probably know more than me. We work on math together without the books right now. So we master certain skills in math, and and it's funny because I was making her do a number of books, like 4 of them or 5. So I know she can cursive write. So we'll get to all of those things. But it's so funny because it's like I evolve. To you, it might sound like I'm not evolving, that I'm going backwards. However, I have been noticing that I'm only demanding her 1 book plus our math skills, like just everyday life, right? So I've let go of the, okay, I want you to sit at the table, work on all these books. In the last couple of weeks, I've noticed that I'm doing that. So it's very interesting. And you know, it all happens naturally. Like I said to her recently, oh yeah, so back in the 70s, and she says, Mama, what are you even talking about when you say that? So I was able to write on the cabinet I use that as my chalkboard and my great visual. And I was able to explain to her what that means when I say, oh, the 70s, the 80s, you know, to lay it out more. And it was awesome because she was so wide-eyed about it, you know, and it's things like that. It's things like that this is reality TV, right? I don't mind coughing in front of you because you all know that I'm sick. And I know it is disgusting when you're hearing people coughing all over the place. However, you got to know what's going on, right? So, all right, things are looking good over here. I'm on my little tiny batch left. See? Just a little bit. And look at all the egg and cream that's still left. You saw those zucchinis, right? They were very large. 4 of them. Yeah, so I'm starting to see that, you know, between me showing my children what I think is necessary in this moment, boom, here's life. Let me show you. Sometimes I do that and they're still not ready. And I say, okay, Lisa, don't force it. So you know, if you're a homeschooler or your kids are going to school or your kids went to school years ago and you remember the frustration of trying to get them to understand or to care, and they don't care because their minds aren't there, and you get angry, you're punishing them, everybody's upset, they hate school. So this here, when I'm teaching them something and their mind, they look like they're like floating around somewhere, I'll try again to get their attention, and if not, I say, okay, it's not time. It's not time. Maybe they'll be 47 like me, and then they'll care, and that's okay because that's what I do. So main goal, get to heaven, and how to function while we're waiting to get there. It's not that difficult, okay? So, I'm turning these over. So it's awesome because I wait for, so between me trying to get them to hear me when I think they need to know something, or when they are ready and they're asking me, or the world is bringing it up to their face, okay, or their own interests, you know, whether it's with me or without me, okay? Wow, this tastes really good. You should dip one of those in here.
Hola. Welcome back.
Show them what you did. You need water?
No.
Oh. Okay, so I have extra. So the egg is really, really tasty in a lot of Italian foods that I've noticed by watching other cooks. other chefs on TV. So I'll just throw all this egg in all of that, which is very yummy. All right, last batch. And look, it's 3:02, the Divine Mercy Hour. Eternal Father, I offer you the body and blood, soul and divinity of your dearly beloved Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, in atonement for our sins and those of the whole world, for the sake of his sorrowful passion. Have mercy on us and on the whole world. Now, would you like a large glass or a small glass?
Medium.
Medium. That was not offered, so I don't really have a
I'll
medium.
have that tall glass up there.
Which one?
The
That glass?
Yeah.
No, it's Daddy's.
I always.
That's on his shelf. So, everybody has their own shelf. Did you know that? All right, so. All right, are you ready? Are you ready?
I think
My first deed. My first good deed. Now, I know I'm their mother, and I should be doing this anyway, which I would be, but I'm going out of my way because she's quite capable, and she's right here, and she likes a ton of ice, so we're going to bless her with a shout out on her channel and a nice glass of water. Oops.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Here it is. My first deed for Thanksgiving.
No, that water tastes like milk.
No, no, no.
No.
Water does not taste like milk. Try it, baby.
Okay, then. Can you put it higher?
Want me to get you a straw?
Boy, oh boy, I feel like a cat.
A cat? All right.
Yep.
So there it is, my darling. Number 1 off the list, Sarah Navina Slimes.
Woo!
So we'll be on to the next one now. All right, so that is all done. So now we're going to put some spaghetti sauce in the bottom of this, what looks like dirty pan, but it's not. Okay, you know things get stuck, right? All right. All right, so there it is. All right, and now we're gonna start laying them down like you would if you were gonna make a lasagna. All right, or an eggplant. See, this is why it's a confused recipe. All right, so there we are. Now I'm gonna throw down the ricotta cheese. All right, so with my handy dandy fork, I'm just gonna place, and then I'll probably use my fingers to spread it around. See, and then later on you would take your fingers and push it. All right, don't be shy now. You might say, ew. Well, if you can touch a dead chicken with your bare hands, this is the piece of cake, okay? So I'll do that too. All right, so this is all nicey-nicey. They said on the radio that they have bumper stickers. Now we're gonna layer it again. They have bumper stickers that say, I voted. And I'm saying, I should get one that says, I had pneumonia. Oh, I want to get out there, I do, and I want to vote. Because every vote does matter. But so does my life. You know what I mean? I'm serious, this is like crazy. When you're 2 years old or younger, elderly, 65 and older, maybe even 62, or you have compromised immune system, right? So mine would be asthma. You could die from this. So we must keep ourselves very, very safe. Okay? So go out there and vote. Consider God when you are voting. Just remember that. I won't give any other opinions. Okay? Maybe by the time I get this up, you will already have voted. All right, I'm going to lay some egg down. All right. Yeah. I think of my grandmother. She was so wonderful. She was so Italian, man. Right off the boat, and I'm not even kidding. It was wonderful to have her teach us every day how to cook from scratch. Just wonderful. Wonderful. All right, so now I'm going to lay down some spaghetti sauce. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now I got to keep my mother-in-law in mind when I do this, because the way she laid down her sauce was magical. Yeah. She doesn't really cook with the spaghetti sauce too much. But she was the best cook in the world. Still is. But when she was hardcore cooking, that'd be another title. Hardcore cooking. Alright. There we go. Alright, don't be shy with the sauce. And now another layer. Alright, I'm going to get this going to 350. Now, I had so much, can I tell you, left over. I could have made a whole other pan of ricotta cheese. So what I decided to do was, we love raviolis, right? So I put all of it on top. And now I'm going to put more spaghetti sauce on top. Okay? And then I'm going to put more cheese, mozzarella cheese. My children are playing. They're very loud. I keep saying they're Italian. Alright, so... And then we'll put some tinfoil over this. My mother-in-law says don't ever let tinfoil touch your food. So we'll have to make it like a tent somehow, some way. Alright. So what do you think, huh? Eh? You could put some basil on top of your cheese. Alright. Alright. Now, when my kids aren't learning the same as all the other children around the world, I say, you know what? I believe in this unschooling so much. I see how they bounce from thing to thing, how their love of learning never ends. They can have intelligent conversations about politics and religion and taxes and all that there because they live. And it's my daughter once said to me, Mama, why do we have to learn to live? Why can't we just live? And that's the truth. And in it, we're learning all of these other things because supposedly they're in life, right? Okay, well, if they are, let's learn it. And you never want your child to hate learning, and that's what was happening here in my home. My kids weren't liking learning anymore. All right, now I'm going to throw some basil on top of that, again, in the cover, and just sprinkle it around. All right, there we go. Now in the oven it goes. All right, so I made it like a tent. Now it goes in for however long you see the cheese melting.
Hold on, can I use the charger?
All right, you do your job in there now. I'm expecting perfection. We put holy water on you now. All right, I'm gonna wash up some things and maybe we can sit down and relax. Did you know that you can compost your eggshells? Yes, as long as there's nothing that was cooked, you can compost it. Put it in a small section. I would prefer underground, because you will get mice and rats. I know. So, there's our beautiful little treatment for the yard, a little free fertilizer that my friend from El Salvador taught me. I love her. I wish you could see her on the video. She is amazing, amazing. This woman, okay, for the first 21 years of her life, she was brought up in El Salvador. She always calls it the countryside. In her cute little accent, she's like this high. And she's beautiful, beautiful, really. She's a great soul, loves God, loves Our Lady, and she loves her family. And she will say to me, Lisa, why do you take all your leaves and you throw them out? I always sound Italian, even though I'm trying to sound Spanish. And she taught me all these things. It was because of her that I started to really venture into unschooling, because out of all the books that we were studying for years on end, of the hours, oh my gosh, I found myself being ignorant even still. And I said to myself, why? Why am I still ignorant when I should know these basic skills in life? Shut that light off. There we go. Is this okay for you? Well, it's gonna have to be. No. That's a little bit of the toughness coming out. The Italian toughness. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, I was insulted about how much I really did not know. And I'm saying to myself, how come I'm this ignorant and we study all the time? I'd rather my kids be very innovative and taking objects and turning them into something, you know, or keeping their eyes peeled on everyday life. If they want to do something something else that requires, yeah, I hear you. Go ahead, do your thing. That's the confused zucchini / eggplant. So I would rather than pay attention. If they ever want to get into something else that requires study, then they're gonna have to do it, you know? And you can tell now, you know, who wants to do what in life. And if it changes, that's fine. I would rather them learn now and deal with more study later in their life when they really know what they want to study, rather than, you like that spot on my ceiling? You know, I don't want to fix it because I don't know. We have underlying problems that we have to fix, and who knows when that's going to be. But anyway, you see what I mean? I would rather them master skills that interest them now than force them to ignore all of that and force them to study things that they don't care about and study later. And we'll be here, God willing. You know, God willing, we will still be on the planet to help them out. I'm not going to say, okay, you're 18, now you have to go get a job you hate. No. Nope. And I can see the wonderfulness that it's doing in my own children now. You know, I hated school. I still hate school. I do. I don't like all that forced learning. No, I couldn't pay attention. I didn't care about it at all. Now, my father's always taught me over the years that when children start to, you know, all of a sudden not like a subject after liking it, it's because there's misunderstandings in there, and that's why. And then they start resisting it and pushing it away and saying, oh, I hate this. Meanwhile, they liked it before. Okay, I get all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about studying things, you know, that you care about. Now, as far as religion goes, I always make sure I teach my children, because God did say, teach them in the way, okay? So I read to them, we talk about it, we live it. We have to live it. That's the most important thing. How many times have you heard people say, I think being around this moisture right here is doing good on my lungs. How many times have you heard people say, oh yeah, my parents, they just dropped me off at church. So they really weren't being a good example. You know, it was still grace that that parent did that, I say. You know? People are basically good, and we have to treat them as such. Okay? Because we all are capable of doing rotten things, right? Alright, well, I'm done. Thank you for keeping me company. I'm done washing the dishes anyway. Now, let me straighten this up. Alright, so I decided, because I love spaghetti sauce, I'm going to have it by itself. Alright, let's see. Amazing. Actually, it tastes just like my grandmother's, the one that used to use the Italian sauce, or the red wine. If you want healthy skin and healthy insides, eat an avocado. You could put lemon juice on it. You could put salt, pepper. You could put red pepper flakes, all of it together. You could put refried beans on top. You could put also the orange shredded cheese, like make a burrito out of it. After eating those, your cells, when they transmit information, this is what they're not going to sound like anymore. So I get all these magazines in the mail, and I always get this one. Now, Uma, when you were doing your, you know, showing around for the fall in your house, you kept saying this is from the Lakeside Collections. Wasn't that you saying that? And I kept saying, what is that? Where do you get that? There it is, Lakeside Collections. And I know this stuff. Yeah, this is good stuff. I don't think I've ever really ordered out of it, though. It's nice to look at. Wow, this magazine, the Lakeside Collection, really is awesome. Did you know that Mickey Mouse just celebrated his 90th birthday? Just to let you know. Okay, here goes the inhaler. This is due to Michelle, my chickens by the lake, and one of my kids. Here we go. Gotta keep it in there. I don't remember if it was 3 seconds or longer, but yeah, it takes like 3 hours for it to work. But I do know this, it makes you feel like you had a ton of coffee, which is not a good thing at all. That, it gives me a dull headache. So what does this tell you? It definitely does a number on your adrenal glands. That's not good, like coffee does. I hate putting all these unknown substances in our bodies. Anyway, this Lakeside Collection book, if you don't have it, I highly suggest calling. Here, I'll give you the number. 1-847-444-3150. Again, that is 847-444-3150. Ask them for a catalog. It's so thick, filled with all kinds of great things. And it seems reasonably priced too. While we're waiting for the confused eggplant, zucchini, lasagna, we're gonna watch the Waltons. I love how this woman here, she's not one of the Waltons, she's a friend, but she loves to take care of her family and sew and cook and what I think that all women need to be doing as homemakers. And I might tick off all the feminists, but that's okay. Hey, here's the end result. Beautiful, right? Right? I kept it in there until, I didn't even time it, because this is trust your instinct cooking. So let's go in.
Oh, it looks divine.
Check. It is divine.
Has some coffee all over it.
Okay.
What is it?
Ooh, it looks like a big ravioli.
I don't like raviolis.
Yes, you do.
Hate raviolis.
Now, of course, every time I cook anything, this always tastes better the next day. Always. Ask my mother. All right, where's there a fork? Come on. Where's there a fork? Oh, yeah. All right. So this was all the extra goopy gloppy from the extras that I had. But the zucchini's in there. A lot of cheese, boy, oh boy. Let's go try it. Boy, I have a hard job, don't I? All right. Let's see. Now we know that this is going to be just marvelous, right? Just marvelous. It's very, very cheesy, which doesn't hurt my feelings. Wow. Oh, yeah. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You can have your lasagna without the pasta. Okay. Wow. This is insane. Yeah. I think I would have probably put less ricotta cheese. But amazing. All right. I'm going to enjoy this. May God bless you. Remember that God is good all the time. Lead all souls to heaven. There's so many things to do. That's right. We are blessed to have air in our lungs today. Gee, I know that one. And you know what? I took my inhaler. A little shaky, but pretty good. All right. As it destroys my adrenal glands. I'll have great lungs, but no adrenal glands. Okay. So God bless you. And we'll see you next time. But don't stop praying because I need your help. Yes, I do. Don't stop praying until I say so. Please, please, please. All right. And I'll go watch your videos too. God bless you all. Bye-bye. Okay. So my daughter asked if I could hang these up for her. So here's my second good deed for solar flare. Okay, that one's for you.